Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Salam alaikum, my third secondary students. Welcome to the second semester of Durus Online. Today, for your Traveler book, Traveler 6 book, we have Speaking Examination and Practice. So, as we usually start a lesson with, today we will focus on two things. Number one, to compare and discuss situations shown in photographs. And two, to use some words and expressions correctly. So for the number one, we're going to see some photographs and we compare different situations and we try to talk about them. And for number two, we're going to have some vocabulary, some words that we use in some certain, conversations. So you see, this is a photo of a man talking on a phone, blah, 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 a lot. So do you speak like him on the phone a lot? Who to and what do you usually talk about? We know that some people love to talk on the phone or the cell phone or some other stuff, maybe on the internet. Others really talk what they need to be, or they are just usual users. And others really don't like to talk on the phone very much, and not that, and they are not too many. Actually, many people like to talk either on a phone or headphones on the internet because it's free. Others would love to talk on a landline or maybe on the cell phone. But some people really talk too much. So we're going to talk about them actually. We're going to talk about the three categories of people that really talk too much, moderate, users, and then those who really are careful about their health and they talk the amount of the words needed or the conversation needed. So for the introduction for our speaking lesson for today, we're going to talk in pairs. So imagine that you're in this school and you got a role play or you have groups or student A and student B. So look at the photographs and answer the questions below. You can use some of the words and expressions in the boxes. So let's say that we're in a classroom and your teacher say, "Hey boys, or boys and girls, we have a conversation lesson today, and you're third secondary, and soon you graduate and finish high school, and then you need some, if you want to travel outside or even sometimes inside Saudi Arabia, you need some IELTS or TOEFL speaking tests or test in general. So you need to practice. So, language is speaking, and the most important thing about, language is speaking and also writing. So for the speaking, which is our lesson today, we're going to focus about the teacher put some photographs on the, blackboard or the smart board and put some questions and ask you to answer the questions. And for the teacher to help you, he put some expressions like we put some expressions for you here in the boxes. Words like, we're going to use some words to talk about, which is landline, outdated, advanced, convenient, economical, reliable, expensive, health, and hazard. So you can start your sentences using some kind of expressions like, for example, I believe that an advantage of is because of 1, 2, 3. In my opinion, it's more or less always because you need to support your opinion with examples. I think that is more or less, as far as I'm concerned, I think it's better because 1, 2, 3. So always try to say because and always try to give examples to support your opinion so you can defend it and your listeners will listen to you and you may convince them in the end. So I believe that landline has some advantages, something such as it's free sometimes. Or I believe that the maybe this is another point of view. The landline has become outdated and now people don't use it because it has cord or a cable and because 1, 2, 3. Or in my opinion, cell phones are very advanced and very practical, very light, and I think that landlines are better because they're more reliable, they're less expensive, they are healthier, and so on. So let's see some sample answers of the picture A. So in picture A1, we got someone who's on the street with a cell phone and drinking something. In the second photo, we got a man in a suit, and he seems that he's talking on a landline, and he seems he's doing this during his work. So for this kind of situation, so for before speaking, we need a situation so we can talk about it. So student A or photo A photographs A1 and A2 show two people using different kinds of phones. Compare the photographs and say what the advantages of each kind of phone are. So this is student A. And student B was going to do, which kind of telephone do you use more often? Which kind of telephone do you use more often? So more often we use a cell phone or a landline or just a telephone. So landline phones and mobile phones, which one you use more? I remember that my mother and my father, maybe my aunt, they used to see this and they liked that because that was their time. Some of the elderly people really don't like cell phones of that nowadays because of the touch, and they think it's a little bit, or it's they think more complicated. And the funny thing is that I have my younger daughter, and when I show her the photo of a landline, she didn't know because she was born, you know, I think 8 years ago, and she never seen a landline phone like this. So she said, "Dad, what is this?" And I said, "This is a landline phone." And she said, what does this do?" And then I have to go back again, like, maybe from 50 years ago until now to talk about the landlines. Now I'm going to have some sample answers about, okay, you pick a cell phone, a smartphone, or a landline phone. Which one? And you have to defend your speaking. So here is some draft of a sample speaking. I'm going to read it for you. So this is, maybe let's take it that this is the first opinion. Both landline phones and mobile phones have advantages. For example, a landline phone doesn't have a battery that needs to be recharged like a mobile phone. Also, you don't have to worry about having good reception. It is more reliable and less likely to be cut off. Some people believe that it is outdated, yet it is a convenient and economical means of communicating with others. On the other hand, a mobile phone bypasses the local telephone infrastructure and may still work when landlines are not working. In my opinion, it is an advanced means of communication. The main advantage is that it is portable, which is very useful in emergencies such as, for example, accidents. Other things you can do with a mobile phone are sending text messages, taking photos, and accessing the internet. Nevertheless, there are reports that link heavy use of mobile phones with certain types of cancer, thus posing a health hazard. So that's a big message for those who really talk too much on the phone or for long hours on the phone. It could lead to cancer, God forbid, or la samahala. Choose the word or phrase that produces a grammatically correct sentence. So now let's play with the vocabulary. Now we have multiple choice question. We have A, B, C, D, and one fits in the space according to the meaning. So let's go. One, however, he has plenty of money. However, although he has plenty of money, or even he has plenty of money, or despite he has plenty of money, he doesn't spend much. One is correct. This is about meaning and about grammar at the same time. So take this soup away. It is too cold to eat. It's so cold to eat. It's enough to eat. It's such to eat. It's also here about the meaning. In case of the fact, despite of the fact, in order of the fact, or in spite of the fact. So for number one, although he has plenty of money, he doesn't spend much. He has too much money, but he spends what it takes. Two, take this soup away. It is too cold to eat. You can't eat it because it's too cold. This soup, it could be warm most of the time. So, in spite of the fact that he was wearing a seatbelt, Henry was injured in an accident. So that was quick. So what have we done today? Today we have learned some speaking and how we choose between two options. So most of the time it's a controversial idea for speaking. Some may choose this kind of situation, others would choose the opposite side of the situation, or sometimes you find people in the middle. So this is how we reach out for our decision. So whether you choose the far right or the far left, or you stay in the middle, you have to form an opinion and defend your opinion and give examples and support your opinion with examples and be convincing. Okay? That is how we choose between options and be convincing to others. Also, we have tried to use some appropriate words in sentences, so that is inshallah good for you. So if you ever gone to some kind of an IELTS or TOEFL speaking test, so you would be very prepared and talk as better as you can, so you can get better marks and get a high score on the IELTS test or TOEFL test, so you can inshallah choose the best university for you. So these are the references taken from your book, and also some clip art and pictures taken from Google. And finally, for more information and lessons, you can visit our website, ain.edu.com. You can follow us on Twitter for more updates and news. And also, you can call us on this number for technical support or for any inquiry. Thank you all for watching this. Until I see you again, have a good day, and Assalamu alaikum.